Welcome back into Frontier. Today we're headed inside the wall to start cutting down some trees to get some lumber for our housing out here in the desert. Won't you join us?
In a time not so long ago, one man rose from having little to becoming the man, owner of a vast oil empire just outside Frontier City. Once he had control of all the city's oil, he sealed the city's gates and shut the city down. During that time, war broke out between the citizens of the city and the corrupt city government trying to control its people. Many didn't survive the war, and those who did were growing hungry and desperate. When word came that the man who once doomed the city to destruction now offered a way of escape, people fled to a place that could bring them peace once more. A secret tunnel that would lead them to a tent city outside the walls. This is Oil Tycoon, the Exodus.
The only safe place we can access in the daylight is actually back by our mine in the back corner of the city. There are some old trees out here in the desert. I don't know if any of them would be worth anything or not. They're all dead. So they're not going to really bring in much, but I mean, it's something we could possibly try to savage out here. But I think right now the best thing would be to get in the wall and go back to the mine and start cutting down that forest. So that's where we're going to go and start doing. We have actually produced so much oil that we have 3 different buildings filled with oil and gas. We've actually stopped making diesel. We had so much diesel we didn't need any more. We quit doing that. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up this hill. I might just have to unload it here and just drive it in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to unhook it and drive it in. We really aren't going to need our pickup and trailer anymore, so we'll just leave those here and have the truck come in with a log trailer. Be able to start hauling logs out. It's going to take everything this thing has just to get up this little hill. Let me get it back to the mine and we'll start cutting up some lumber. Since we were last here, we actually had so much gold and silver that we have produced that we ended up building our own Fort Knox with a wall around it to try to store all of that in. I mean, I know it's outside the wall, a lot safer than inside the wall, but you never know. I mean, we've still brought a lot of people from out here in. You don't know if we got any bad apples in the bunch or not, so we're trying to be safe and make sure we don't get anybody messing around with all of our gold and silver. We actually do have 1 pallet of rubies already. And that's what's going to be worth all the money. We're going to keep that in storage until the price is good. And we'll sell our silver, rubies, and gold off. And we also have tons and tons of oil. I don't know. Last I checked, it was 155,000 liters of motor oil. So that'll supply us forever and neighboring towns for a long time. I'm going to get several of these trees cut up, enough for a load, and then hopefully I can find some auto load wagon that will load these logs with no problem. We did switch out our auto load wagons inside the production areas to be able to haul all of our oil. I had a lot of trouble with universal auto load, and L Family Gaming Dad told me what mod I needed, and it has worked perfect for all of that. But when it comes to logs, I don't know. I don't know if I messed up by getting rid of universal auto load. We're going to find out together in just a little bit. I've not even tried it. No testing done whatsoever. That's shame on my part, but that's how it is. When you only have so much time to try to make this Frontier series, we do what we can. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, cut up a load of logs, and then we'll try to get a truck out here to load it. Well, I've got several logs cut up. I did have to exit out of the game and come back in by adding universal auto load, because I was trying to use this style of trailer with the sides on it, and it would not load logs. So I backed out, added universal auto load again, and now I have just a base game trailer. It's supposed to do 8 meter long, and that's exactly how long our logs are. So I'm going to run this inside the wall and we'll start loading them up. Alright, here's our big pile of logs. And it looks like 1 street sign looks like got in there too. Let me see if I can figure out the right keys. It's not the regular key. There, back to universal auto load. It's Shift R. I was so used to just pressing I to getting it to load. Let me get all these logs loaded in, and we will probably build a sawmill so we can actually get something out of them instead of just the lumber, instead of just the log. We need lumber. So as soon as these are loaded up, we'll see a good spot outside the wall to be able to come in and put these in and turn them into some lumber. Well, it looks like I think we got filled up. Oh, there's another log or two. It's been saying it was full, but looks like I was able to move just enough. Just taking a few more. There we go. Now we'll consider that full. Probably end up flipping it over, trying to get through the wall anyhow. So I'll run these outside and we will put in a production. I think this place right here on our left is as good as a place of any to put in a sawmill. So let me get the ground leveled and get that built. I think I'm going to just go with the one from the Platinum expansion. I think it'll work fine back here. As long as I can get stuff in and out just fine. That's all I care about. I know some of the maps are hard to get in just right. This isn't one of the easiest ones, but since we're just using a smaller trailer, I think I'll be able to sneak through. Of course, once I have productions in here, that might be a little harder, but for right now, I think it'll work just fine. Oops. Of course, I didn't take it all. There we go. Try this one more time. There, it's still not taking it all. I think, you know what? I think I remember having this problem before with this mod. You know, on another one of our series. At that time, we took it all. Alright, there we go. Now we'll just get this turned on. Let's see what we should start making. Oop, turn on the lights. That's what I wanted right here. Let's do probably the prefab wall. That'll give us the biggest bang for our buck. Now we could make wood chips on... We'll do the wood beams, because then we get some wood chips out of it too. I want to put in a heating plant eventually to be able to produce some heat for this community. Let me get back. I'll get some more loads of logs brought in, and then we will go to sleep, and we will see you tomorrow. Well, I ended up just going to sleep. The guys at the gate said it was starting to get kind of hostile inside the wall, so we thought, well, good time to stay away from there. So we just went to sleep instead, but now let's go check our productions. I know there's probably going to be a lot of oil to move. So we're probably going to start by doing that, moving some oil to some storage facilities. Like I said, we don't do diesel anymore, but I do need to show you our new, what we call Fort Knox. So let's get up there and look at where we store all of our precious metals. Well, it looks like we got several pallets already ready with some silver and gold. So I do need to grab them, keep them moving good. I think I need to probably get a little bit closer, but right behind us there, that is Fort Knox. So let me get this loaded up, and we'll take this in there. See if it loads right. Now they got universal auto load also on. Hey, it does. Loads just right. Let me finish loading these up, then we'll bring them over inside that wall. There, looks like that's all we produced so far. Another 4,000 liters of gold, 6,000 liters of silver. And we're actually out of stones here, which we have this load of stones we've already dug out of the ground. So I'm going to drop this real quick, get them dropped in so we can start grinding this down to get the gold and silver, and if there's any rubies in it, out as well. I really don't want to see this production stop running. That's where all the money's at. I mean, there's a lot of money in the oil, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I would much rather have one block or one brick of gold than having a 50-gallon drum of oil. I'll finish dropping as much as this as I can. I won't take too much of it. Yeah, it's taking more than I thought. There, good enough. That's all it took. Unhook this, hook back up to our precious metals trailer. Here we are, everyone. Welcome to Fort Knox. At least our Fort Knox. I doubt it ever has as much as the United States as Fort Knox has, but hey, we're going to keep putting gold and silver in it until we can't make any more. There we go. And that is what we have so far. 36 pallets of silver, 16 pallets of gold, and then that one small crate of rubies. But you know, that one small crate of rubies is worth over $60,000. So I'm happy with that. Let me get this back up here, and we will go start hauling some oil. Out of all that time last night the sawmill ran, we only got one pallet of wood beams ready. Got a little bit of wood chips. not enough to ride home about for sure. Grab our auto load trailer here. This is the long trailer. The shorter one is what we were using on the gold production. There we go. Let's see what we got in this production here. It looks like just about 170,000 liters of motor oil. So that's a lot of money right there. So let me go back. Now the only thing I could think of, I've never used this warehouse before, but if you come in here to load out, it wants to load it out in what looks like bulk. So I don't know if we could bring our tanker up here and be able to load that out. Right now our tanker is filled with crude oil. Got a lot of crude oil we need to sell from our oil production over there, because like I said, we shut down the diesel manufacturing over there, so we're not using that refinery anymore. Then up here we have 2 of these storage buildings pretty well full of gas, the LP gas that is. This one has that much in it, and the other one's not quite as full. We started producing so many barrels of motor oil, I kind of just started taking it to a different warehouse. Let me get over here and see what we've got produced. Well, it looks like we're making both oil and the gas. Some of this loaded up. I'll finish loading all these up and we will take those over to our different warehouses. I was just going through our list and it looks like we need to go load out iron ore. Our mine is clear full of iron ore, and then the stones from the mine we actually take to our statue factory making facility. So we need to do that as well. Plus we got plenty of petroleum in all of our pump jacks. Actually that one, needs some drilling equipment. We're actually running out of drilling equipment already. We produced a lot of gas still, but let me finish loading up as what I can here, and then we're going to have to go back and actually pull out that iron ore. There, 31,500 liters of just motor oil, and another 3,840 of the LP gas. So I think we'll just start putting this all in our new warehouse out by the highway. Easier access, and I've never put any of the LP gas in it, so I don't know if it will come out in bulk also that we could put in a tanker. Of course, we probably won't even do that in this episode, but maybe in the future we'll be able to see how to actually unload this warehouse. I'd hate to lose it all, then to say, nope, you can't pull any of it out, which I guess then we'd have to probably try to set it to selling. Anything we can do to get rid of it. Now the LP's going in. Let's see, it's just going in as gas, so I don't know. Going around back what it's going to say. It's going to say the same thing or not. Yep, just gas. Let's pull some out real quick. Oh, there. Click it, and then it asks how many pallets we want. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, now we know. It will still do pallets. Of course, we can load this truck pretty full. Not sure how many. I think it said like it takes 100 and maybe 15 pallets at max capacity, which I did fill up. Apparently, Farming Simulator only lets you have so many pallets on the map at a time. And I did max that out. So I could never actually fill this trailer all the way up. That's why I shut off the one refinery, because the diesel pallets that it would automatically spawn out, those are counted as pallets, and I didn't want to use those, so I just shut that whole production off. Let me go back and I'll finish loading this out and see how much we have at the end. Well, I'm getting just so much of this oil and gas that I'm put it on automatic selling. So this should be the last load that we have coming out of there. We're going to fill up all of our warehousing space and not have any room to put it. I think 3 buildings is more than enough. I mean, this facility here will actually hold a lot. But I don't want to keep producing more. We'll run back and make sure I did get it all. And if I did, then we will go on to the next thing. If not, we will grab one more load. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything else has spawned out. We have that 1 pallet of diesel there. I'm going to keep it just in case one of our productions needs some diesel. But let me go grab the truck and we will haul that load of iron ore out of the mine shaft. I'm actually trying to think if I have any trailers I could use. Looks like the only thing I have is this thing. We're going to have to sell the, looks like dirt that we have collected out of it. We don't need the dirt anymore. So we'll get rid of that and then use this long trailer. I really don't want to use the 53-foot trailer to go clear back in the mine, but That's the only thing we have to work with. The other one has our precious stones on them. I'm not going to waste those. So we're just going to go ahead, dump this dirt here, get rid of it. As it's dumping, we could actually come over here and see how much we have collected here. We'll finish collecting all this and then sell this crude oil into the pipeline as well. So let me finish this up and then sell it. Well, it looks like we've got over 200,000 liters of the crude oil. Just dump it in the pipeline. We got currently 1.3 million. Let's see what we have when we get rid of the crude oil. Yeah, crude oil only 251,000. I mean, crude oil does make a lot more money if you convert it into diesel. But that's okay. We have enough oil right now. We don't really need to worry about that. Plus, we have all the petroleum oil out of all of our pump jacks across the road. I'll head down to the mine and load out the iron ore that we've already got. Well, I have got stuck trying to get through the wall. Apparently I've never had this trailer in here before, so I think I'm going to go ahead and sell it and get another one of the short ones. There, I'd much rather use one of these short trailers anyhow to go to the mine. So that's what we're going to do. We'll get in there and see how much we can load out. Alright, we got 100,000 liters here. Let me get these out of here and we will take them and sell them to the neighboring town. I'm guessing with 100,000 liters of iron ore, we should be able to get at least to the 2 million mark in this episode. Get us some money back in the bank because we're going to have to do a lot of expanding in the next episode. I still need to put in some greenhouses to try to get some produce out of our farm. I'm not sure how much longer until our wheat field will be ready. Hopefully within a month or two that should be ready to harvest. Let me go see how much I can get out of this iron ore here. Well, I was wrong about getting to the 2 million. We only got 306,000 out of it. Well, that should do it for this episode here on the Exodus. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, be sure to slap that like button. So until next time, have a blessed day, and bye-bye.
And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided.